Hello everyone, I got another Indiebox here, and I think I know what's inside, but let's find out. Let's see here. I'm expecting good things on this one. Let's see. Yep, Dust, the Elysian Tale. Or no, an Elysian Tale. I always wanted to call this thing Dust, the Elysian Trail. For some reason, I always used to read it like that. But no, it's actually called an Elysian Tale, and that's actually a pun. It's, this is kind of like a furry game from what I gather. As you guys know, furries, I'm going to be honest, they do weird me out a little bit. But this is actually a very well-made game. I actually already have this game. I got it in my Steam library back during the Steam sale. I think it was the Steam Winter Sale. It might have even been one of those Humble Bundle store sale things. I don't know, but it was right around that time last year. And yeah, so I've actually already played this game. When I knew that it was coming out on Indiebox, I decided to go ahead and give it a playthrough because I had it in my library, but I did not play it as a lot of people do with their Steam library games. And but I decided to play it in advance, so I've already played this game. And it is a fantastic, fantastic game, so I'm hoping to get a lot of good stuff in this box, but we shall see. Let's see what came in this box right here. Treat your shelf. Oh ho ho. Those puns. And by the way, that's one of the best things about furry culture. Like I said, I'm not into furry culture, but I love their puns. They have the best puns in the world. So, Dust, an Elysian Tale. I mean, of course, tale like story, but this one, it is tale... Focus? Yeah. It is tale as in, like, a tale like to an animal. A furry animal, if you will. Wow, that is really bare. Okay. Oh, and I don't mean bear, as in growl bear. Yeah, so I really like furries when they do their little puns and everything. That's usually the most enjoyable thing that I get from furry culture. And, oh, what's in the box? Cool. I'm not gonna spoil myself, though. Then cards. And I figure out what these cards do. On the backs of some of them, there are codes for Steam keys. Some of them don't have them, though, so I guess those ones are collectible or something? I don't know. But that's why I'm going to have to be careful here to make sure that I don't reveal Steam keys. But that's why they have these cards. Okay, so here's Dust, the main character of, or is his name Dust? The main character of the story on this game. And, let's see, Rogue Legacy, Spell Sword. I have Rogue Legacy in my library, but I haven't played it. I know I'm a bastard because of that, because everybody tells me that game is great. I know it did have an Indiebox, but I did not get that Indiebox because I really found the contents to be very boring. So, I remember it was even when I signed up for Indiebox, they had it there at the booth. But again, I just didn't get it because I wasn't very impressed with the box contents. Night Squad, I have no idea what game that is. You know, I bet you that one has a key on it. Yeah, okay, so full game Steam download. So, yeah, you see it has a key right there. So they actually give you more games in these. So this is actually a free game that they include on here. And then one last one, Rusty from Steam World Dig. And this is another Indiebox, but I don't have it because, again, you know what, is that one I remember? I played the game at the PAX booth when I signed up for Indiebox, and I just didn't like the game. The game itself was not exciting to me, so I decided not to get it. And are there any other keys on this? No. Okay, so that's it. So those are the cards that came with it. So with the cards, you actually get more games with Indiebox. And let's see. Let's go ahead and open this already. Put this to the side. Alright, let's see here. Come on now. Alright, but yeah, so I just finished, I finished playing Dust just yesterday, actually, last night. And, I played it, I wanted to make sure to play it before I actually opened this box. So I've had this box on my shelf for a while. Oh, and it's got that smooth material on it again. But you see, like this material right here, it's kind of like that sticker material where it's very smooth. Whereas this stuff, it's kind of like that rough box material that we had on the Galaxy box. And, yeah, oh, this game, it is so beautiful. Okay, limited edition of 5,000, so I don't know if that's more than what they had last time. I can't remember. But this is really cool. Oh, I can't wait to open this. Let's see. First thing out, we have, I guess this is a poster or something? Let's see. we have... Oh, it's like a map. Okay. Cool. This is like a map of the overworld for the game. That's really nice. Very strange that it's in this configuration, but then again, that is how it actually is on the map screen for the game. Let me put away this blade before I kill myself here. Alright, yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's a lot better than the map that came with, what was that? Super Win the Game, where it was just like one of those little terry cloth things to... What the heck? No way! What?! This document certifies that this print is an authentic collectible, prized for its superior quality, produced exclusively for Indiebox. Great care has been taken to faithfully retain all the qualities of the original artwork. So, wow, then individually numbered, so is it? Yeah, it corresponds with the limited edition number right here on the box. That's crazy! Oh, that is pretty beautiful right there. And that's something we're going to talk about with this game. It is actually a very, very good looking game. But, wait a second, I didn't even notice this. Look at this. It's one of those boxes where it folds open. It opens up. Wow. This is like those old PC boxes. For instance, you know what, I even have one right here by my desk because I found this locally at a used store. Command & Conquer Renegade. I've been wanting to play this game a lot because I was a big fan of the original Command & Conquer series, so a first-person shooter about those, oh, I'm down for that. But you see, this one also opens up like that. And that was a really big thing for, like, PC games. I'm not sure if that's the same thing for them today, but at least back in the day, that's how PC games were. So, cool. I like that Dust is a little bit of a callback to that on the box. And let's see what else we have in here. What's next? Okay, we have a sticker here. Oh, and it's the old Indiebox style, so it's not like the one that we got with the last one. But that's cool. The little creature right there is called Fidget. There we go. So, yeah. Oh, the actual writing in the story is really, really interesting because I usually don't get gamer humor. I'm not a big person that reads, like, comics, gaming comics and that sort of thing. They don't really amuse me. But the writing in this story is actually really, really well done. And, like, the humor and everything, Fidget is used for comic relief quite a bit. And the humor actually works. It doesn't just bounce off me. I was actually finding myself laughing at some of the lines that were in there. They did a really good job. And, let's see, letter from the developer. We gotta read this, guys. We gotta read this because, get this, game was pretty much made by one guy. You're gonna see screenshots of, well, gameplay of this game, and it's amazing that it was made by one guy. I mean, he got help for, like, voice acting and that sort of thing, from what I can tell. And also, I think for some of the music he got some help with. But pretty much 99% of the game was made by him alone, by one guy. And this game, it looks like a AAA game. You could release it on the indie scene tomorrow and people would think it's brand new. It is just amazing. The style is just timeless. And it was made by one freaking guy. I can't believe that. And so I've got to read the letter from him because, I mean, it's one thing to get, an Indiebox game like, say, Nuclear Throne or Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, and that is like the head of the project, the face of the project. But this guy, this is a letter from the guy who did all of the grunt work. Let me see. Greetings, fellow adventurer. You hold before you something very dear to my heart. When I began this journey into game development, I never in my wildest dreams imagined that this little side project would turn into a massive critical and financial success. Dust and Elysian Tale is so much a part of me. From the characters, the art, the stories, that it brings me great joy to know how much it has touched others. Of course, it was always planned as a digital release. Thanks to the fine folks at Indiebox, this physical edition represents a major milestone in my career as a creator, and I couldn't be happier. I am excited as you are to finally touch this piece of the world of Elysian Tale, and I hope that it finds a special place in your collection. Thank you for being a fan. It means more to me than you could possibly know. And do enjoy your stay in Falana, I think that is? Yeah, I never understood that was where this takes place. As you relive the exploits of Dust, Ara, I guess that's pronounced. I never got the names of these people or the world really that well. And of course, our little Nimbat Fidget. God bless, Dean. That is incredible. The guy, I still struggle to come up with an explanation as to how he was able to make this all on his own. It's wait until you actually see the video from the gameplay. You're going to be stunned to know that it was made by one guy. But yeah, so this is Dust, and it has these beautiful cel-shaded graphics. It's just an amazingly well done story. Basically, the graphics, I'm going to be hammering on this a lot because it's just such a beautiful game. They look like this. This is what they look like. And in fact, I'll just go ahead and start showing you guys footage right now, because you're not going to believe that just one guy made this. Like I said, I can barely believe it. And what else do we have here? Original soundtrack. Very cool. Hey, and it's another one of those ones that opens up. Let's just go ahead and cut this. Usually I don't even open up some of these soundtracks because I'm not a very musical person, so some of them I just kind of leave them in the box. But Dust, they did a really good job with the sound as well. Did I open it? No, I guess I didn't. Let's see. Make sure not to cut too much. Alright. Very cool. 2 discs. Wow. Ah, this thing, it's so cool. I'm going to be listening to the soundtrack, I will. Let's see what else is in here. This is, okay, just their little logo sticker. Very cool. Oh, I feel something plushy. Let's see. No way! Oh my god! Oh, that is adorable! Holy crap! Oh my god, it's Fidget, but it's a little plushie. Oh, this is great. Oh my god. That is cool. Wow. That's exactly what you would want from this game. Like I said, Fidget is just used for comic relief, but is such a central character. Oh, it's the best way to think of Fidget is it's almost like Daxter from Jak and Daxter, and you can even see the coloring is even a little bit similar. But that really gives you a sense of what role Fidget plays in there. But even in combat, Fidget plays a role. Oh, we have one more thing. Oh, cool, cool. This is the game, and it's in the it's made as the sword that you wield in this game. So yeah, you wield this sword right here. Oh, that's so cool. And the sword itself is even a character. The soul of some warrior or something is kept in the sword, I think, if I remember the story correctly. But anyways, the sword talks to you pretty much. So that's what I mean. And yeah, this is a great box. I'm happy with it, especially with this. This is really cool. And then even with this numbered print, this is just really, really cool stuff. And now, just like Galaxy, I have already played the game, I've already played through it, so I know what the game is about, everything that's in there, and so I could give you a review right now. I don't even have to wait to give you my impressions or anything. And all I could tell you is that the game is highly recommended. I cannot recommend the game enough, if you can't tell already. And I wish that I had gotten this review out sooner, because I know that the Indiebox sale, it was like $3 during the sale. Just wait for a sale on this game, because it's always going to be on sale whenever there's a good discount going. Or if you want to be nice to the developer, go ahead and buy it right now. But and he does seem like a really cool guy who's worth supporting. And but yeah, so just wait for a sale if you want to get it for cheap, because it seriously will be like $3 in every sale I've ever seen. And it's just great. I almost want to kick myself that I didn't play this game sooner, last year when I actually got it, even though I did test it out just a little bit. But it is just such a stunningly beautiful game. You cannot imagine that somebody on their own could make this game. But that's what happened. It was just one guy who made this whole game. And I cannot just praise the visuals enough. Like I've already said, they are just beautiful. In fact, you know what? Let's do a little test. I want you guys to try to remember, without going back, without rewinding this footage or anything, I want you to try to remember what the visuals looked like. Try to imagine in your head, what did that character look like? What did his sword play, action look like? What did the background look like? What did the foreground look like? Try to imagine in your head, try to remember what the game looked like, and now, let me go ahead and give you that footage. And tell me, did it actually match that? And the answer is no. I could already answer it for you. No, your imagination cannot keep up with how good this game looks. It's amazing. It's such a feat of game design. Like, to give you a counterexample, for the game Fez, I actually have Fez in my library, but I haven't played it yet because I'm an idiot and I just don't have the time right now. So, but with Fez, even without playing it, I'm pretty sure if I was to sketch out what the main character of Fez looks like, I could probably get it 99% correct right now. So you see, that game, it is what you remember it was. But this game, I'm not kidding you, almost every time that I put it in, I was just stunned by the visuals that it's like, I can't believe that an indie game made by one guy looks like this. It's just amazing the work that he did. It's something that I can't really fully describe to you right here. You guys really just have to try the game. That's really what you gotta do. I know there's some other games that are similar to it. I mean, it's not the first cel-shaded game out there. I know there's another one called Muramasa or something that is also another cel-shaded game, really very much in the vein of Dust. And I need to play that one. I need to get that game. And the only thing that I do know about it is that it's very infamous for being the game that always makes you hungry because it has food in there, and the food looks really realistic and it looks really good. So that's a game that I'm going to have to check out someday. Now, Dust is an amazing game. It has amazing environments for you to visit, it has great combat, that sort of thing. But it's not without its faults. It actually does have a few things I wish that they had worked a little bit better on, but they're really just nitpicks. Don't think for a second that I'm telling you don't get this game. No, I'm by all means saying get this game as quickly as you can and play it. I highly recommend it. But that's not to say that I don't have my complaints, like I said. Because, for instance, the swordplay and everything, ever since I played Devil May Cry, I've always wanted swordplay to be more advanced than just push a button. And so I kind of didn't like it that there wasn't really a lot of advanced stuff that you could do with a sword, it was really just button mashing. And so it's not like there's like intricate combos that you could do, even though I'm not a big guy with combos, but I do like to have a little bit of variety. Like I said, Devil May Cry did it well when you had one button that you were mashing, but depending on the rhythm and how you actually did it, you would get different moves and that sort of thing. So I kind of didn't like it that Dust had none of that, so there really aren't a lot of moves that you could pull off. That was something that was a little bit disappointing. Another thing that I do consider to be a flaw is that there's not really any incentive to keep your life bar up. There's also not a really easy way to recharge it, unless you want to go ahead and eat power-ups, with food or, health power-ups that you find. But when you're just fighting enemies and everything, there's not an easy way to regain your health. And so that could be a pain in itself, because it's very hard to get your health up to maximum. But even worse, there's no incentive to keep it up there, because so many enemies, pretty much every enemy in the game, can bring you back to almost near death with just one hit. So it's really a game where you don't have an incentive to keep your health up, because you're always gonna lose it anyways. Maybe that has to do with the difficulty that I was on. I put it on just a few notches above what I usually play. I usually just play normal difficulty, but with this one I already knew that it's a little bit easier than you think. So for everybody out there who's going to be trying this game, I have to recommend to you, go ahead and play it maybe 1 or 2 difficulty steps higher than what you normally would, because the game is a little bit easy, so that could give you a little bit of a fair challenge if you actually put it higher than you need to, that you would usually be playing. And yeah, but otherwise the game is just great. I'm trying not to beat this game up too much because it is really, really good and all my complaints are just nitpicks. But for instance, another one that I gotta point out is that towards the end, there's some new enemies that come in. They're like soldiers, and they dodge all of your attacks. They block and dodge all of your attacks, so pretty much all the melee combat that you've been learning, it goes out the window. So you can't even use melee combat on these guys, you have to use your special attacks with fidget. So it was a little bit disappointing that towards the end, and a little bit frustrating, to know that you can't do regular melee combat with these people, with these enemies. Instead, you have to really just use your special abilities, and that kind of blows because I really like the melee combat. When it was working well, it actually worked pretty damn well, and it was enjoyable. But it just sucks that towards the end, it just gets really frantic and really frustrating when you're trying to fight these enemies, and they're just constantly blocking and dodging everything that you do. So I felt that was maybe a little bit of a misstep. It did make the game more difficult, which, I mean, you should be doing towards the end of the game, but I felt it was difficult in a very frustrating and annoying and maybe even unfair kind of way. And aside from that, I can't really say anything else that's bad about the game. I mean, like I said, I can only recommend it, and this Indiebox, it just turned out great. So I hope that suffices for a good review, and I hope it's at least informative for some of you guys so you know what you're getting into. But I really can't imagine a circumstance where I would not recommend this game, because even with all of those little flaws and everything, It's just an amazing game, and I can't believe that one person did that. This is an inspiration to any indie developer out there. I remember even with when I wanted to play the game again, before I got this Indiebox, I turned on the game and I was like, you know what, I wonder why this game looks so good. I bet you it's not even an indie game. And so I turned it on, and on the Steam page, the first thing that comes up when you turn it on, it has like Microsoft Studios or something on there, for their indie arcade development side of it, And I was just like, aha, you see, they got Microsoft's funding, they got Microsoft's help. This isn't an indie game at all. They got tons of help. But no, when I looked it up, it was just with one guy. He just released it on like the Microsoft indie arcade thing or whatever it was called. And so yeah, that's where he got a lot of attention, and he deserves all the attention he could get because it really is a fascinating game. I cannot, for the life of me, find a reason not to recommend it. So there you go. Go ahead and play it. Now, as in right frickin' now. Alright, now before I end this video, I want to take a few minutes to talk about a subject that has been on my mind for a little while, and that's about YouTube disclosure. It's an issue that's very important to me, but we're all different, so it might not be important to you. And if it's not, then you could turn off the video if you'd like to. That's perfectly cool. The rest of the video has very little to do with Indiebox. And it's not typical for me to have this at the end of one of my videos. This really should just be its own video, but I just didn't want to make it into a big thing. So I figured this could be a nice place to get off my chest. Now, disclosure is very important to me. If you've seen any of my Indiebox videos, what do they all have in common? The title always includes in caps, not sponsored content. I do that because I think that you guys have a right to know right off the bat whether my opinions are genuine or not, and that disclosure takes care of it. This content is not sponsored, period, that's it. I feel that it's important to be honest and genuine with your viewers because it really is a privilege to have people watching your videos. It's important to not take your audience for granted, and I think that for a lot of the YouTubers who are getting into trouble recently, they failed when they took their audience for granted. It really is amazing, these big YouTubers, they live in a bubble. I'm not going to name anyone specifically aside from the guys who ran that CSGO betting site, because those guys did something that was just completely wrong, completely indefensible. It really is the scummiest thing I've ever seen done on this website. And I hate that they pretend that the law is just this line where you could either be doing legal acts or illegal acts. You could either be on one side or the other. And they think that as long as they technically didn't do something wrong, then they're 100% in the right, which is complete horseshit. This is not an either-or thing. Because there are people like me who believe in an abundance of disclosure. When I have not sponsored content in the title, I didn't do that because I'd be breaking the law if I didn't. I have no backroom deals, there is nothing for me to disclose. I could take that off every one of those videos if I wanted to. But I put that there because I think you guys want to know and you guys deserve to know where your content is coming from. My opinions are coming from me, they're not coming from Indiebox. And I'm not the only one who feels this way. There's other reviewers like Lon Seidman who do this too. I wish we lived in a world where we didn't have to have these disclosure laws. It should just be something you do, a courtesy to your audience. And to anybody who thinks I'm ranting because I think I'm holier than thou, let me just say that you're welcome to go ahead and save this video if you want to, so that the day I don't disclose something you could call me a hypocrite. So go ahead and save this video because I don't think that day is ever going to happen. Because I don't think like that. I have never gotten up in the morning and thought, you know what, I am so smart, I'm going to make a video and take advantage of my viewers for my own benefit. And if somebody asks me to do that for them, I tell them they're an idiot if they think they're going to get away with it. What those YouTubers did by not disclosing was a stupid, stupid decision. They're only hurting their own fans and you guys deserve better. You guys should expect to be treated better than that and demand to be treated better than that. And lastly, the biggest question I have here, which I haven't heard anyone bring up yet, is what kind of penalty is YouTube going to give him for this? You guys know from watching my content that YouTube will crack down on you like nothing else if you are even accused of a copyright violation. They will send you the meanest fucking email, they will threaten to shut down your channel. But for these guys who are blatantly breaking the law, there's no penalty. Their channels are completely safe. There are no repercussions for their channel. Some of these guys are in deep shit. I heard the CSGO Lotto guys might be looking at jail time. So the place where they committed their crimes, their own YouTube channel, that is a safe haven where they could do whatever they want. Do you realize that those guys could be sitting in jail in the future and YouTube will still be writing them a check for ad revenue? That is completely outrageous. Why doesn't YouTube have a zero tolerance policy for this? That should be simple enough. If you commit a crime on your channel, that's it. Zero tolerance. Your channel is fucking deleted. And then meanwhile, under YouTube's community guidelines, I get a book review, a fucking book review taken down because someone accused me of violating community guidelines. And of course they eventually decided in my favor, but only after they took down my video and after they sent those threatening emails. Those CSGO shitheads, they should be the ones getting threatening emails from YouTube. They should be the ones getting their channel shut down. But of course that's never going to happen because that's not how YouTube works. I know that my rant probably isn't going to make a difference, but I hope something changes, because this situation is real fucked up for those of us who do follow the rules. Alright guys, and lastly I want to apologize because I'm so sorry that such a beautiful game had to have such a horrible rant at the end. I'm sorry, but I mean, I just had this on my chest and I had to get it off. I just hate being part of a system where the good guys have it so hard and the bad guys have it so easy. If you made it this far, thank you for listening, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.